Conan Exiles' latest event, Bounty Hunting, offers a bunch of great rewards, including a new armour set, legendary weapons and more. But if you want to get everything, you'll need to farm a fair bit. Today I'm going to show you some of my favourite routes on both maps to make farming that Ancient Obolus much easier. So without further ado, let's get started. Bounty hunting is all about repetition, farming the event either actively or passively to get the new rewards. These routes are all active farming, and if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, the card in the top right will take you to the video where I explain everything you need to know about this event. So firstly, let's head to the Exiled Lands for the skirmish in the sands. Start off at the Conan Mercenaries in map square G6. Go southwest to Raiders Ridge for 1 sorcerer, south to the Summoning Plate for 3 more, round the back to Spinebreaker's Flank for 3 more again, north to Thugra's Stand for the final sorcerer, and then back to the Conan Mercenaries. This route has some pretty hefty potential. Within what's probably the total equivalent space of 1 map square, you've got 8 sorcerers, all within maybe a minute or 2 walk from the Mercenaries. The most difficult part of this route is definitely going to be the Summoning Place. You have a sorcerer on either side above the entrance and one at the back on the right side of the altar, so you'll likely have to clear the entire camp to get them. That being said, it is the Summoning Place, so it's not too difficult. The minimum obelisk count for this run, assuming you collect all the skulls, is 40. However, the benefit of this route is that there are so many separated sorcerers close to the Mercenaries. If you were to knock out and drag back the sorcerers at Raiders Ridge and Thugra's Stand, alongside one from Spinebreaker's Flank, it doesn't add too much time to your route at all and increases the obelisk from 40 to 175, a pretty substantial improvement. This route is pretty simple, easy to do, and by the time you're back at the Conan Mercenaries, the first sorcerers at Raiders Ridge have respawned. Definitely one of my favourites and a very easy one to farm. The second route for the Exiled Lands is Scuffle with the Skulkers, and is one of the easiest routes for this entire event. Start at the Conan Mercenary camp at Skulker's End in map square E4. Go to each of the sorcerers in Skulker's End and then run back to this point away from the Mercenaries, then run back to the Mercenaries and repeat. If you're just going for skulls, this route is terrible. It will net you only 15 obolus. However, if you knock out the sorcerers, this route gets significantly better, netting you a quick and easy 150 obolus per run. The reason you have to run back to the cliffs is to reset the camp, but the run really isn't that far and doesn't add much time to the route overall. This is a great, easy route to net quick, easy and consistent obolus with an incredibly simple path. Overall, pretty great. Now we're on the Isle of Siptar and ready for the Riverwatch Rumble. This route is simple and easy and quite similar to the Scuffle with the Skulkers. Start at the Conan Mercenary camp in map square N10. Go southeast to the Riverwatch Keep for 3 sorcerers, then take the northwestern path out of the camp, down into the river, and around to approach the Conan camp from the back to finish off the run. Yet again, if you only collect the skulls, this route is terrible. The skulls will only give you 15 obolus, but if you knock out each sorcerer, it's 150 per run. The sorcerers are very nicely spread out so you can knock them out with ease, and the camp isn't hugely populated so you won't be against too much of a fight. You do have to take the wide route back through the river to allow the camp to respawn, but if you forget and go the way you came in, just run northwest across the river and come back to the camp. This route is super simple, consistent, and is pretty fast for a decent return, especially if you knock out all 3 sorcerers. The final route for Siptar, the Rave in the Grave. Start at the Conan Mercenary camp at the Grave of the Leviathan in map square D8. Run just north to the camp for 3 sorcerers, then go straight east across the hill, south again and around, back to the rear side of the Conan Mercenary camp from the south. This spot is basically the same procedure as routes 2 and 3, but it's quite a pleasant run as you are incredibly close to the Conan camp when you farm the sorcerers. Again, a pitiful obolus reward of 15 if you get the skulls, but when you knock them out, 150 in your pocket, which is much better. Running from the 3rd sorcerer over the hill and around will reset the camp, allowing you to clear it again and hand in more sorcerers. A pretty pleasant route overall, nice and easy with a simple reset. The Isle of Siptar doesn't have a lot of routes with multiple stops. Most are short and sweet where you have to farm a nearby camp, which, to be fair, is probably the better option. These routes are all easy and consistent and don't rely on witch hunts or any other unstable metric, and a lot of the camps you'll be farming from do have deposits of other resources you might want to collect every time you go in. I hope you find these routes useful in trying to farm Ancient Obolus to get your hands on those juicy new rewards from the Bounty Hunter event. If you have routes or locations you like better, do drop them in the comments below and share the knowledge to help everyone have a good time farming some Ancient Obolus. Thank you for watching, and of course a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video too, and subscribe for more Conan Exiles guides, news, reviews, builds, lore videos and more. Take care, and I'll see you soon.